Hi, my name is Nick Beyond, and this is my tribute speech part 3, and this is my audience. The second president we chose to pay tribute to is Warren G. Harding. He was the 29th president of the United States. I will honor Harding and tell you a little bit about his background, historical backdrop, and his contributions to better human condition. From a young age, it seemed as if he would never thought of being a politician, but working for the press instead. According to History.com, he was born on November 2nd, 1865, on a farm in Ohio. He had 8 younger siblings. His father was a farmer turned doctor whose name was George, and his mother did not have a job, but she did work at home, cleaning, cooking, and taking care of the children. He graduated from Ohio Central College and then moved to Marion, Ohio. According to History.com, before politics, he had worked as a newspaper reporter. In 1983, him and his partners purchased the Marion Star, which was a struggling newspaper at the time. He then married Florence Kling DeWolf, who had a son from an earlier relationship. She managed the Marion Star, and it became a huge success. She's the reason that Harding started in politics. He ran for president in 1920 and won by a landslide, one of the largest margins of the time, beating Eugene Debs and James M. Cox. This win made him the first senator to become president of the United States of America. One of Warren Harding's famous quotes was, "America's present need is not heroics, but healing. Not nostrums, but normalcy. Not revolution, but restoration." Harding was president during the 1920s, shortly after the United States had just finished fighting in World War I. It was Harding who wanted the United States to return to normalcy. Normalcy is defined as the condition of being normal and the state of being usual, typical, or expected. He wanted the United States to be known as the powerhouse they once were defined as. President Harding signed a peace treaty with Austria and Germany after World War I. During his presidency, the Teapot Dome scandal came out. According to Britannica.com, the Teapot Dome scandal was also called the Oil Reserves Scandal or Elk Hill Scandal. It occurred during the early 1920s when Harding transferred supervision of the oil reserve land from the Navy to the Department of Interior. Before the ruling could come down on Harding, he died in San Francisco due to a heart attack. Harding was president for less than 3 years. Some say he was one of the worst presidents, but nonetheless, he was the president who kick-started this country into becoming the world's powerhouse once again. He wanted the United States to just be what they were before the World War, where they only care about what was happening in the United States and the problems only our country was having. Harding always was very vocal and spoke up against African Americans' violence and tried to pass an anti-lynching act, but it got vetoed by Congress. Another thing that he did was pass one of the first federal child welfare program. His contributions and thoughts on wars led future presidents to stay home instead of going out and fighting in wars we did not belong in. It is a very smart idea that I believe many future presidents should follow. To fight the fights in the United States and not fight the fights that are not our fights to fight. In conclusion, Warren G. Harding was one of the most controversial presidents, if not the most controversial. But that does not mean he does not deserve some recognition. His idea on normalcy plays a huge part in the world today. Thank you.